Thank you for listening to SSB Wannabes. Make sure you keep up to date by following us on Twitter at SSB_wannabes with 1E. Sometimes our schedule gets the best of us and we can't record when we want to, so keep your eyes on Twitter and you'll always know when the new episode is up. Anyway, enjoy the show.
And playing Fortnite up until like half an hour ago, pretty much since I got home from work. So it's been alright.
That's high. How's Fortnite going and stuff?
Dude, it's hard. It's surprisingly hard. But I'm definitely getting better pretty quick still. So that's a good sign. I haven't like plateaued yet or anything.
That's hype. Yeah. So I mean, as I said, I kind of wanted to, like we're gonna start doing like an interview series for, our podcast SSB Wannabes, and we wanted to have you on for a while, and we're so yeah. You said you had like a lot of thoughts on like the similarities since you made like a sick run at Omega, but you said like playing Fortnite sort of like gave you a new perspective on it.
Yeah, I would, cause like, so I don't know. If people like haven't, I don't know. People don't really pay much attention to me, right? So like, there's probably a lot of people that haven't noticed, but like, I haven't been at tournaments for like the past like 3 months or so. I'm gonna say.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, we're talking to the young Wild Fuego.
Yes, I'm young Wild Fuego. What's Gucci? But yeah, so like, I wasn't really going. Like, I went in like the past 3 months, like prior to Omega.
Mm-hmm.
I probably went to like 3, maybe 4 tournaments, and like only like played kind of serious at like 1. So it was like, for me, that's a lot because we have two tournaments a week, and I used to go to both every single week, right? So I went from like literally going to all the tournaments I could to like not really going. So even though I was still like going once or twice, I wasn't playing the game outside of the tournaments at all, right? I was just like, cause it was a combination of hand issues and just like overall frustration with the game. But I don't know. Then I started just like playing Fortnite on the side, right?
Yeah.
And then I started to get a little bit better at it. Started to get fun. I was like, oh shit, all right. I started putting more time into it. And then like that in conjunction with not really playing Melee just meant I was just like spending all my time playing Fortnite, right? And so the reason all of this is relevant is because there are a lot of things that like one, there's a surprising amount of similarities between the games and like the type of mindset you need to have. And 2, it's yeah, I don't know, it was just another like mechanically challenging game. It was fun. But yeah, so like the main thing I noticed really, so what, you wouldn't expect this, right? But
yeah.
All right, so I don't know how much Fortnite you've watched or like even really seen, but
I know bare bone basics.
Okay. So all right, so imagine this, right? Imagine you're sitting in a 1x1, right? You're in a box. You're surrounded by like all the walls, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a dude right next to you in the same in the same kind of box, but you guys are sharing a wall. Like one of you has a wall that you're both looking at, like right there, right?
Yeah.
So like
I'm following.
So like this so like we call it box fighting, right? And you get into when you get into like a box fight, a lot of the time it becomes about trying to take the other dude's wall, like take control of that wall, because then you can edit it and he has nowhere to run because he's boxed in. He has to like spend time turning around and editing out, and you get shots on him. But so the reason this is relevant is because there's actually like hella. One of the first things I noticed is I was just like, yo, these like the mix-ups in this situation literally feel like I'm playing like fighting game RPS. Like it was actually so crazy when I realized it, because the only reason it happens is because there's a delay when you edit before you can shoot. So if you're staring at a wall that like the other guy owns, if you're just like aimed on his head and he edits on you, like you will shoot him first 100% of the time if you're aimed up. So it's like he can't just like do it, and do it quick and then shoot you before you can react, right? It's like
Yeah, it
So so
makes.
so he it forces it already starts to force like mind games to happen, right? So
Mhm.
so like people will edit their wall. Like so like if they just see you staring at it, waiting for their edit, sometimes they'll edit their wall as if they're gonna shoot you. So you're like, oh yeah, he did the scrub option. I'm gonna pop him for it. But then
Mhm.
they reset it like immediately. So you shoot the wall. So like the other you can't react to the wall getting reset. You just see the edit come through and you shoot it.
Damn.
And then so it breaks the wall, right?
Yeah, of course.
But
Yeah.
then the other guy, since he knew he just the dude who had the wall and reset it, he's obviously like waiting for this to happen. So you replace the wall again, and then this time you edit it while he's in lag between his shotgun shots. So it's
Mhm.
like so like as soon as I saw that, I was just like, yo, this is the mix up game, dude. And there's a bunch more of like of those kind of situations that happen in the game where it's like you're using mind games and trying to
Yeah.
like just go for unexpected shit on kids. So
That's sick.
it's pretty
So do
crazy.
you think like so it sounds like a lot like scramble situations in Melee where you can't really like fully judge the situation. It's a lot on like get a little bit on guess and a little bit on reaction, right?
Yeah, you're definitely there. Like you're definitely making reads playing that game. You're definitely making hella reads. Um, yeah, so definitely, and that's why I was actually just talking to actually I don't know if you probably do Slade. He's
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
player.
Yeah, of course I
Yeah,
know.
yeah. So AJ,
I know
I
AJ.
was talking to AJ last night, right?
Yeah.
And
Does he play
like
also?
yeah, he plays. He doesn't play that much, but like we play together like a fair amount.
Okay,
And
that's hype.
like we were literally talking about how like coming from melee or like even any fighting game where like so much of your focus is on pattern recognition and like recognizing habits like quickly. It's
Hmm.
just like in Fortnite, like the interactions aren't drawn out for like they can be in solos, but in duos not really. But in solos sometimes they get drawn out. So it's like you start to the longer you're in a fight with some dude, the more you start to catch on with like how he likes to play.
Hmm.
And like melee teaches you to like pick that up really quick, like right, like
Yeah, of
like we've all
course.
played somebody and like been going even for the first two stocks, and then you figure out their gimmick, and then you just like just three stock them after that.
Yeah, dude. I feel
Happens
you. I was
all the
actually
time.
playing an LI boy earlier,
Uh
Wonder. Uh and I was playing Wonder and I was getting a little chefed on in the beginning.
huh.
And it took like sort of a few games and like putting the controller down for like 5 minutes to like sort of like come up with a new game plan and just like sort of make those changes to sort of see like, oh yeah, like what is he about, like sort of what are his habits and stuff like that. So I
Yeah,
definitely like know what you mean.
he's solid, dude. He's actually pretty solid. He just doesn't think like a good player yet. So
Yeah, yeah, but
so like
he
you
like
can run all
reacts
over
like
him.
a really good player, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
no, dude, he's like trained with JKJ like so much because they went to school at
Yeah,
Buffalo together. So he's yeah, he's solid. But
yeah, yeah. I mean, like, yeah, he just like fell for a lot of like empty land dashbacks, pretty much.
right. You're just like, oh, okay, found the thing you can't deal with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
exactly.
gonna abuse this, right?
Yeah. So did you find like when you were like, so like when you took your little break from melee and like you're playing Fortnite and you're learning about like these scramble situations, like I know you're talking about it in a way where you it like were reminded of like were you like did you learn new things from Fortnite or were you just like reminded of like the fundamentals of like the mix up game and stuff like that and like just refreshed it on in your like Fox game? Because like for I don't know how many people know but about like your sick run at Omega, but like you 3-0'd me, you 2-0'd Cypher Phoenix, you 3-0'd Lint, and then you had the heartbreaker obviously against Aklo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was rough. That was
yeah.
rough.
But your overall play was amazing that day
Yeah,
and the
no,
day
dude,
before.
like that's what's crazy, right? It's like literally coming off my break, like I played like the best melee I had played. That was the best melee that day I had played since SmashCon last year. I went on a run at SmashCon 2 and my like I don't know what happened, but like I just played so good.
Mhm.
And but this time I have a pretty good idea of what happened actually. Um
Yeah, so why
so
don't you like run it by?
Yeah, so like I think the main difference going into Omega is that like my expectations were not high. Normally they're very high, of myself.
Mm-hmm.
But going into Omega, I was just like, fuck it, dude. I lose, I just get drunk earlier. Let's go. Right? But so my expectations were like a lot lower. So I didn't put as much pressure on myself to like perform. And so the thing that Fortnite helped me with is I've always been like a very stubborn melee player where
Mm-hmm.
like I didn't want to play. There were like certain things I didn't want to do even when I knew I should do them, and
Mm-hmm.
it was just like pure stubbornness that was stopping me from doing it because of like whatever dumb preconceived notions I had about it, whether it be just like full hopping in the corner or like actually doing back throw shine and like dumb stuff like that, stuff that I
Mm-hmm.
felt was like cheap and gimmicky, but like, you know, if I was just like playing to win, that's what I would do. Like if I knew it was gonna work, right? And like
Yeah,
not,
you just sprinkle a little bit
it's just
in there
another
once in
mix.
a
It's just
while.
it's just
Yeah,
it's just another mix up. Like
it is.
that's
It
all it
is.
is. That's all
It
it
is just another mix-up.
Yeah, like that's like I just started thinking about it like that because in Fortnite, right? You like you see it so often. You see kids who, and I gotta throw my boy Young Donut under the bus here
All right.
because
Ooh.
we play. He's just such a good example of it, and
Mm-hmm.
he knows. We've talked about it. He
All
knows,
right.
but
Well, he's a homie, so I'm sure
yeah,
he'll
no,
all the way.
super homie. I love that son,
Yeah.
but
Also makes great content while we're
yes,
shouting him out.
sick podcast, the
Sick
Baker Beat. Y'all
podcast.
should watch. He
Yeah,
interviews like dope melee players. Anyway, so the thing is, right, like he plays I play Fortnite with him,
yeah.
and like there's a lot of like dumb bullshit in the game, right? Like this, like I can't deny that,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, the majority of the time you're like paying if you're not just straight up dying to some bullshit. Like what A, you're making mistakes, and B, you're like you're paying for mistakes you made earlier in the game, like just by nature of like, you know, like advantages being like cumulative in that game,
Mm-hmm.
and like, you know, and like the worse off you are, like the worse you get, right? It's like hard to scrape your way back into the game.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know, guys like him, you know, we die to something and he just writes off the death as like, you know, oh, it was dumb bullshit. The game's broken. Game sucks, right? But like every time you do that, you don't actually learn from the mistakes you made.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, I don't know, just and there's that, and then on top of that, like so, like since luck is like undeniably a factor in this game, like you'll take whatever the fuck you can get, dude. You don't care. You don't care if some dude's like, you know, getting sprayed by the entire server. You're gonna join in because
Oh,
you're like, fuck it, dude. You're like, next time that's gonna be me. So
yeah.
I better get this while I can. Yeah.
Damn, dude, you've become way more ruthless, dude.
No, dude, like you just go so shameless when you're playing that game. You're like, fuck it, dude. Like, like if you're on low ground end game, you got no mats. There's like some dude like in the, like he's been running through the storm forever. He's got a slurp going, but he's been running through the storm. You're like, fuck it, you're gonna hold this, dude. You need that point. You need that health.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you're trying to win this game, right? So it's just like whatever, like it definitely helped me just get that like, yo, I'm gonna take whatever they give me mindset, because at the end of the day, like none of the other shit matters. Like it doesn't, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant like how you got there almost. Like people just are just gonna look at the score.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the end of the day, kids are just gonna look at the set count and be like, oh shit, yo, he fucked them up.
Yeah, I mean that's what everyone saw when, especially the 3-0 Lind. Everyone's like, yo, you hear Fuego just 30'd Lind, and Fuego doesn't even play Marth.
Yeah, that's the crazy part, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's arguably his best matchup.
Dude, is that the thing is it's my best matchup, dude. Like
That's true.
I've been playing against Falco. One, I mained Falco,
That's true.
and then two,
But every Fox mains Falco.
yeah, but yeah, so that's why a lot of them are good versus Falco, you know. Well,
Yeah.
actually, that's the thing. I actually think a lot of them are really bad versus Falco.
Yeah, I think so too. But yeah, I mean, you get so much Falco practice from flinchy to nerd to
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I get the entire range of styles.
yeah,
I get super campy. I get super aggro. I get super weird. Like
yeah.
I
You
get
got
super.
the Funk Master.
Yeah, I have, and
Mix
then
Master.
like I also got, I don't know. Did you play Tribe at all?
Yeah. I've played Tribe before. I beat him 2-1, not at Omega, but at another like Super Aeon or something.
Okay. Yeah. No.
He's mad
like,
good.
Yeah, dude. He's like super. He's like the tightest out of all of them, like in terms of his tech. So it's
Mm.
like, I literally get to play against like all the styles of Falco, and it really helps. But
Yeah.
but yeah, back to like Omega. It's like, yeah, dude, like just having that. So, like I went into the local on Thursday before
Mhm.
Aeon and Omega. I went into both those tournaments with just like a fresh like mindset about the game, just like a fresh perspective. It's just like, yo, listen, I'm gonna give out SD, so when I get them, I'm gonna take them. Whatever. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna feel bad. Like if they get hit by this gimmicky stuff, then that's on them. Like I don't care.
Hmm. Yeah,
And
dude, I remember that. I remember like we've had like a few sets before, and like if like anything goes bad wrong, like you'll always like shake your head because it's like not the way you want it sort of to go, even if it goes in your favor.
uh,
Dude, I remember my first two stocks against you. It was like SD into like the saddest like stage spike on like a miss bear, like, and then like I got battlefield stage spike, right?
uh,
You didn't blink, you didn't move.
yeah, I didn't go fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I
You just
like
kept
no,
going, and
don't,
I
don't
was
get
like,
me don't get me
"Fuck."
wrong. Like in my head, I'm just like, oh, that sucks. Like I always that's like verbatim what pops
Yeah,
into
yeah,
my head every time. I'm like, yo, that
yeah. But
sucks,
you're not
dude.
like
Like
reacting to it. You're just still
yeah,
on the game.
dude, because
Like
that's the
you're still
thing. Like I
focusing on the
used
game.
to, yeah, dude. Like all the like the reason, and here's the reason why this kind of mindset like makes such a difference for me at least. It's because all of those other thoughts I used to have, every one of them that popped up pulled me further away from the game.
Mm,
And like the thing I noticed when I was playing this tournament is like my neutral was so much my neutral was just so much better, and like I was just getting hit randomly way less because I was always focused. I was like always in the game. Like those every time I have those stupid thoughts that pop into my head, like about winning or losing, or about wow that was whack, or wow that was sick, is fine because that always just keeps it going. But
yeah, you feel
yeah,
sick.
like, but yeah, but like, oh wow, that was so whack. I can't believe I got hit by that. Like, dude, I would literally be beating myself up over like an L cancel I missed like two stocks ago.
Hmm.
And it's just like, dude, that's not productive. Like, that's not helping you win the set that you're still playing. It's like that's the thing. Like no matter what, at this point, it's just like, yo, you're still playing the set. So like, you should be doing anything and everything to help you win this set. Like you're going to learn from your mistakes after the set. So you don't have to think about them right now in terms of like, judging yourself about it, you
Hmm.
know? Like
Dude,
obviously pay attention
I
to what happened.
love that you're saying that. One, because like I like said it in the last podcast when like it's like sort of like when I went on that rant about like just looking at the screen. Like it's
Yeah.
just like it's just being in the game,
Yeah,
right? Like
it's like bro, just look at what the fuck is going on.
yeah, yeah. And then the other thing is like, dude, definitely I think like the big thing you mentioned that like I resonate a lot with is that sort of like idea where it's like in one ear, like it's like the mind like passes. It's like so it's like a you know me, I'll read books, I'll do
uh,
some other studies and stuff like that. So like the meditation term for it's like called noting, where you like just acknowledge the thought, but then you don't like
right.
it doesn't like
Yes,
it
dude.
doesn't stick,
Yes.
you know. So you're
Yes,
just
dude.
like, oh, it happened, like that sucks CSDs.
Yeah,
All right, back to the
dude,
match.
I think that's the distinction too. It's like I think when people hear like what I just said,
Hmm.
they're like, oh, how am I? It's like I can't stop the thoughts from coming. It's like, yeah, no, you can't stop like stuff from popping into your head, but like the point is you like don't give it any like power, you know. You just like you acknowledge, yeah, like you said, noting it, you acknowledge it. You're just like, okay, that happened. What can I learn from that? Like that's it. There's no like, for me the main thing was making sure there was no like emotional reaction attached to it,
Yeah,
because
or
that just
even
takes
like
energy.
yeah, or even like even in the you could do it like in a positive way. I feel like a lot of players get tripped up where they're like they over focus on something. Like say you know that like
Yeah,
this head
yeah.
just like does this one like we've all had that thought like you me anyone like it's like yo
Absolutely.
this head just does this right yo
So
all
often.
he does is just this all he does is dash back all he does is jump in right and like you sort of like over focus on that but I feel like when I actually make adaptations I'm like oh okay I'm getting caught by this all right like till next time I won't think about it but like I think I already have an idea and I forget about it and the
Mm.
next time I see it I just end up doing it.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. For me, so it's interesting because I one of the ways that I like kind of transformed that, like, this dude's only this idiot only spot dodges. This dumbass Falco literally just spam spot dodge. All his openings are off spot dodge shine, and I know when he gets 80% combo for free off me, he thinks he's sick, but he didn't earn shit. Like, yeah. So
Yeah.
when I think all that,
Yes. Yeah.
like I feel you could if you can't help but like react emotionally to it, it's a good at least it helps you remember, like.
Mm-hmm.
But the like you said, you can't over focus on it. Like you can be like, oh, I'm gonna like it's good if you're like, yo, I'm gonna like destroy him the next time he does it. Like that's
Yeah.
good because then you're aware of it. You're like gonna
Mhm.
deal with it. But like at the same time, you can't just like beat yourself up over it and then
Yeah.
just like keep trying to like if you just keep trying to grab it and you just keep getting spot dodged, just like it's like dude, just like don't grab it. Just like full hop back air that spot. Just like
Mhm.
just do something else if your execution isn't on point.
Yeah. I feel that. Dude, you know what's funny is in my head it's like it's not that I have to like forget about it, but it's just like already like I'm like, all right, yeah. All he does is this. So I just have to do this and I'm Gucci. And then
Do you get hit
and
by some
I
other
just
stuff?
what? I
I
guess
said,
so.
mhm.
Sometimes. I think like it depends. Like that's why like in the Fox matchup, like I got mixed super hard by you.
Mm.
But I think like in other matchups for sure, like I think like if you already have the game plan set, like in practice, you could just like switch it on and off. It's
Right.
like the best part. And then in my head, like I keep on hearing like it's almost like a DJ voice where it's like, yup, yup, yeah, you're gonna do that now, yup,
Yeah,
yup. All right.
yeah. All according to plan.
Yeah, all according to plan. Yeah. Pretty much that's like what I hear in my head and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's sick. I mean like yeah, definitely like that's like a big portion of just like improving. I feel like so many people like focus too much on like or tense up, right? They tense up in those situations, and that's like what's the problem.
Dude, I like so I've like ping ponged back and forth between like two schools of thought for myself for like as long as I can remember, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because um I don't know, I'm like a relatively aggressive player, right?
Yeah,
At least by comparison to the other Fox players.
yeah, makes sense.
So but I always used to get frustrated with like defensive players that I couldn't get in on.
Mm-hmm.
I used to get very frustrated with it. And so I'd go into a tournament and I'd know if I played too aggressive, I would get blown up. But if I didn't play aggro enough, then like I'm not good at playing defensive, so I still wouldn't win. Like I had to like find
Mm-hmm.
the right balance, but it was just like so tough. And like anytime, my main problem was whenever I started playing defensive, I like wouldn't I wasn't decisive. Like
Mm-hmm.
even on defense, I was never decisive enough. And I never like just like I would lose like out of like hesitating, right? And like that was the most frustrating thing for me because I'm like, yo, I didn't even get to choose, like I didn't even make the choice that like
Mm-hmm.
lost me the game. I like literally did nothing, or like I missed this tech because this tech piece of tech skill because I wasn't like not I don't even want to say confident because you don't have to be confident, but like because I didn't trust myself to hit it at that
Mm-hmm.
moment or something like that, right? But so that was always like the most frustrating part of it for me. So like I would after that happened enough times, I would be like, yo, okay, no matter what, I'm literally just gonna only go in and just like listen to my nuts no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would play that way. And then like versus some players it work out really well, and versus other players like it just wouldn't work, and I'd lose like way harder than I would have if I just like took my time and like tried to let them make more mistakes and stuff like that. So like it was super frustrating, always bouncing between those two extremes,
Mm-hmm.
just like trying to find a good middle ground.
Yeah.
But what
Do
I
you think you
realized,
found like a middle? Oh yeah, I guess you're
yeah,
gonna get to it.
yeah, I think I found a pretty solid middle ground where, but like it wasn't it almost happened by accident, I want to say, like
Mm-hmm.
because it almost like I was always trying to like figure out what it was and trying to change my style.
Mm-hmm.
But what I found is that like when i when I play with that proper mindset and I actually am focused, I don't actually have to think about it at all. Like it just happens, and I just like pick the right balance for the player I'm playing at the moment and the way they're playing. You know, it kind of just like picks itself. It feels like.
Yeah, dude,
And like
I love the way you're phrasing this. But yeah, continue. I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. It's so insane because like I mean, it's I guess it's like it's flow state, right? Like that's what they would call it. But like the art is in finding how to hit your flow state, and it's just like it's almost like you have to uh like like just give away like control, right? You have to like let go in order to like get it back. It's so weird. It's like because people hold. I feel like this is at least how it was for me. Like I would hold on. I would like hold on to my control the whole time, right? I would like be desperately trying to like hold on to that ego control.
Yeah.
That like kind of stops you from hitting that like that perfect state where you're just like playing your best. But then like just having that mindset like ultimately like pushed me in the direction to where I can like kind of channel that a lot better now.
Yeah, dude, I definitely feel that. Like for me, like the way I sort of get tapped into it is like doing specific like breathing exercises that like sort of like I like get ready. Like I'm at least like close enough where it's like okay, like now I have to like get into it. But then also like yeah, really when I just like put it all on my reactions, I end up finding like the best balance between like offense and defense. Because then I'm just like just watching the player and like then I'm like just trusting Diarty, like have like practice the situations that are gonna come up against this dude to like take it.
Yeah, dude. And I don't know. I'm not sure if you agree, but like for me, like when I finally hit that zone, I literally don't care if I win or lose. Like I'm just enjoying. Like I get so much satisfaction out of just playing high level melee. Like
Oh,
just play
100%.
like
Nothing's
like
better than that.
versus somebody who I also think is sick, and like we're having like a good set. Like even if we're both like we can miss ledge dashes and stuff. Like it's fine. It happens as
Yeah.
long as it's not like excessive, right?
Yeah, of
But
course.
like when you're like especially when you're both, but even when it's just me, like in that state, it's just like so satisfactory, dude. It's just like it
No,
feels
for
so
sure.
nice. Like I'm literally like if I lose and I feel like I played well, I literally don't care.
Dude, I feel like 100%. For me, I know I'm like in that state when I feel like I can like give a reasonable answer and like just note it like for everything. You know, like even if I like was like a dumbass and like I'm just standing in center stage and they drop from the angel platform and bear me, my mind will be like, all right, well, I probably shouldn't do that next time, and that's it. Like and that's when I know I'm like in that like flow state. And there's like nothing better. What I'm realizing is like, dude, there's nothing better than just hitting your execution.
Dude, it's so nice.
It's so nice,
It's so
dude.
easy to be like I'm addicted. No lie.
Dude, it's definitely high, dude. Dude, well, actually, what I wanted to go back to was the idea of like playing different games to sort of like give a refresh perspective on melee. Like, I know like for you it was Fortnite. For me, what I started doing, and I think it's like the reason why I think I play more grounded now, is I've been watching so much Street Fighter actually, just for fun, because I just sort of like watching other fighting games. I realized,
Right.
and like started playing like a little bit, like not super casually. Like I don't even like consistently hit my like DPS or anything,
Okay.
but like I'm playing like Third Strike and like yeah, Super Turbo. But like, dude, like playing a different game and realizing like how much shit you can do in melee is like so
Dude,
like because you learn
exactly.
how disciplined you have to be because of like you don't have as many options, and the opponent can't just like dig their own grave as much, you know.
Right. Yeah. Dude, when I was like during that period when I was playing Dragon Ball Fighters,
Yeah, I forgot you like you
yeah,
went a little into DBFZ for a while.
yeah, I was not bad, dude. I was honestly pretty decent. Like I literally got like third at an Aeon one time, like,
Dude, that's
and
nice.
there was like a good amount of entrance and stuff.
Damn, dude,
Apparently
that's
lots of good players, but Yeah, what that helped me with, what that helped my melee with was like I think I'm trying to remember. There was like something it did for me, like pretty. I think it helped my defense. Yeah, it
Oh
just helped
yeah,
my it
it's
helped
such
my
a
defense.
defense. Yeah.
It helped my defense a lot. At like because like I just got a little bit better at like not getting hit and like trying to box people out. Because
Mm,
like in DBZ, like sometimes you just gotta like run away.
yeah.
Like sometimes
That's
you
true.
have no dude. That's the thing. I think that's why I think here's the key, and you already said it, but I think this is the key to why like players tend to be really stubborn in melee. It's because you have so much freedom in melee that like you feel like no matter what, you can always like find a way to make what you're doing work. But sometimes it's just not the right answer, man. Like sometimes like in these other games where it's more restricted and like your decisions are like more clear cut, you can like literally like logically make decisions because it's less abstract. Like it makes it like much easier to accept. It's just like, oh yeah, like I'll just run away. Like I literally have no choice. But in melee, you're just like, oh, but if I just make this perfect read at this exact timing, then it'll work. And it's like, dude, stop.
Dude, I definitely feel that.
It's like just disengage, bro. Get out of there.
Dude, I
Just
feel
like
that
just
so
like
much. Like sometimes you just have to hold and sometimes you have to block. And like
yeah,
one of the
dude.
biggest things, yeah, dude, just hold back. But dude, like one I never realized how bad I feel like in melee no one reacts defensive. Like everyone like thinks of like reactions as like tech chasing and like stuff like that, right? And like
Right.
reactions to, like DI. Dude, no one thinks about like reactions like defensively. Like like learning how to like just block overhead is so tough, dude.
Dude,
It's so tough.
dude, trust me, bro. I was playing when like adult Gohan leg loops like pressure were
Oh
still
my
in the
god, the
game.
leg loops.
Like
Oh,
that
dude.
that shit was endless, bro.
Dude, you
Like you
hold
had
back
to
for like 2 minutes, dude.
and he can constantly mix you between high and low. Like his literally he didn't even have like his literally his 5L is a low. It's a two hit and it starts with a low.
That's ridiculous.
Oh my god, it was
Oh,
crazy. Like, you just be sitting there, like literally he got in on you like once,
yeah.
and then you just be blocking for like 25 seconds, and you're like, all right, block the first mix. All right, here comes the second one. All right, block the second one. I pray to God I blocked the third mix. Oh shit, his first assist is back. All right, we're stuck here. Yo, when can I guard cancel again? Like,
Oh my god.
it's never ending, bro.
Dude, I feel that. And then also like I think what like we're both alluding to is like, dude, sometimes it's just not your turn to play.
Yeah, right.
And that's not like being lame or like defensive or anything.
And it
It's
doesn't
just
mean you're bad. Like, dude, that
and it doesn't mean you're bad either.
if you actually watch like top level melee, like it's just there's so little actual true neutral. Like when like
Oh, for sure.
and like when a player there's like a decent amount sometimes, but like when a player is getting like fucked up, like like I don't know. It's like even like the good players will be messing up the other good player for like 30 seconds, but like the dude who's getting messed up, his defense is good enough to where he's like not like getting not getting killed off it, but like
Yeah. And it's on like
you'll just watch them be on the back foot for like 30 seconds and then finally get out of it.
yeah, because they're not like holding back or blocking, but it is this like idea where it's like there's definitely one player like more advantaged, like position wise,
Right,
or
right.
like frame wise, or speed wise, or whatever you want to call it. But I definitely agree, and it's like crazy because like that's the reason why you don't see like good players just like hold shield and shine out of shield, right? Like we're both Fox mains. Like if if that was like the pinnacle of defense,
Right.
hacks would be number one with the box.
Yeah, dude, actually, like that was actually one of the changes I had to make to my gameplay also because like and it was a consequence of like having most of my training partners be Falcos
Yeah,
because I just got like really good at like using like shield is run up shield is so strong in that matchup and just like
super
power
strong.
shield and like wave shine out of shield off like dares like Falco like 80% of Falcos do not know how to dare a shield safely from China
Oh,
like to be safe from
yeah,
shine out of shield.
100%.
So like
Half
half
the
my
time it's
game
shield
playing is just
grabbable.
yeah, exactly. So it's just like, all right, well, like anytime Falco like hits a laser on me and he's kind of close, I'm just gonna hold shield because if he does anything but grab me or laser shine, I'm gonna shine out of shield him, you know.
Yeah.
But like it started getting abused, like once people knew, they would just like not ever land on my shield, and I just had to, or they would just only grab me. They would like be like, all right, he's gonna hold shield, so I'm gonna grab him, and it just kind of
Yeah.
forced me to like
Grab beats shield. It's the
yeah,
best thing
yeah,
that beats shield.
yeah, it's super good, dude. And then you get messed up off it, and you're just like, okay, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
So like, I did a lot less like, sitting in, just sitting in shield and hoping they hit my shield bad, just
Yeah.
because like my shine out of shield game was good.
You definitely, and it's like super crazy because I think like unless it's very hard to like realize it in melee, but like the idea, those fundamentals of like footsies and like advantages and like taking turns, like I feel like as a melee player, like coming up, like both of us like didn't see it until like we actually like started watching different games or anything like that.
Yeah, so I would say like yes, we didn't see it, but it's not like it was like at the lower melee level, it doesn't actually work like that. Like the game's
Yeah.
not actually structured when people
Oh,
are bad at it.
yeah,
It's
it's
interesting.
about
It's
just like
very
you're throwing
interesting.
out moves and then whoever gets the bigger punish.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's so many things that like will just like work so much better at that level. Obviously, like that's obvious to say, but I think the point I'm trying to make is I'm losing it.
No worries, take your time.
Yeah, I don't know. It's oh, because I've said this to people, right? I've told people like mid-level players who like ask me for advice. Like I'm a mid-level player, obviously
Yeah.
too, but like low mid-level, right? Like the low mid-level players are like, yo, like what can I do better here? I'm like, yo, you're like, or they're asking me questions about the game, and I'm just like, yo, okay, the first thing you have to understand is like you're not actually playing the game yet.
Yeah,
Like nobody at your level is actually playing the game. Like I literally just started playing the game, and like I've been
dude.
playing for like coming up on 4 years almost.
Dude, I feel you exactly. Like it doesn't just feel like it's just the starting line. And
Yeah,
then there's
no,
this like
I'm just like, why,
ridiculous mountain ahead of you where you're
dude?
like,
Why do you have to? What kind of stupid game you got to play for 3 years just to actually start playing the game?
dude, I know. No, you gotta build the deck, you gotta
It's
build the
crazy.
matchup knowledge. It's ridiculous.
It's crazy, man.
Dude, it makes sense why like the top say stop for so long.
Yeah, no, it really puts it into perspective because it's just like, okay, well, literally like like outside the top like like 200-300 players, like nobody's actually playing the game. and then it makes Twitch chat and Reddit makes so much more sense when you understand that.
Damn.
You're just like, yo, I get it, I understand why they think that, but it actually doesn't work like that.
Yeah, dude,
but
for
they
sure.
but they
That's
would
why
never
like
know, they would never
people
know.
see like Leffen do these like up tilts or like random up smashes and they're like, all right, I can do this in my game. And
Yeah,
they
it's
get
just like
blown the fuck up from it. Like I remember, I mean, we all have like tried to do left and up tilts, and then it's just been like baited out super hard by
Facts.
any
Yeah,
hacks, or
you're
any
like full screen, and you're just like, all right, I'm gonna wave dash back and then up tilt,
left and up tilt. Yeah,
and then the other dude's like, like 6 character lengths away, and he's just like, oh, bet I can grab that.
yeah. But now I sort of see it where it's like, dude, like Leffen's either like reactively up tilting, which is ridiculous, or just like trying to take back his turn with this like really good move and like knowing the position where like the pressure isn't like as strong for it.
Yeah, so I think the wave is actually wave dash forward, turnaround up tilt,
Yeah.
because like even out of like just a dash forward.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you know it, like there's certain things that like the up tilt will beat that like your other options won't. Like
Yeah,
your
like
forward
Falcon
facing,
there. Like he
yeah,
always
stuff like
does.
that.
Yeah.
So like if you're like running at him, running at someone, and they're trying to keep you out, like I don't know, people probably don't realize this, but you can it. So if you wave dash forward while you're in that wave dash lag, you can like put your control stick to the spot it needs to be for turnaround up tilt and just like mash A,
Yeah,
and
you just
it will
essentially
like
buffer it.
it'll come, yeah, it's like almost like buffering it, right? It'll like come out like
Yeah.
super quick, and you won't like accidentally like tap jump or anything, because since you're like putting your stick there while it's in lag, like while you're in lag, while you're not actionable, it just makes it so much easier because you don't have to like then do the up tilt after. So like it's the only way to do it like really quick, I feel like. But
Yeah. I
Yeah, I'm
definitely
trying
feel
to
that.
start using that more. I'm not really good at it yet, but
Dude, it's so hard to be good at it. Let's be honest.
yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Like I
Yeah.
can think of the situations it can be used in, right? But I have to think about like where it actually ties into my neutral, like how I can branch it off a part of my neutral to like
Hmm.
actually get in with it.
Yeah. I definitely
Also,
feel that.
just side note too. I think I think people forget that like your punish game dictates the neutral that gets played too.
Dude, for sure. The better
It
punish
really
game you
does.
have, like you add fear into things and you make people like forget options are viable.
Right, exactly, dude. Like you can like just have people shook by just like destroying them every time you touch them, you know?
Yeah.
Even if like and it makes it more viable to like play like a kind of like gimmicky I guess you could call it gimmicky like style of neutral, like kind
Mhm.
of like the Mewtwo King, right? Like if you think like he's just gonna run up grab because if he gets that grab, he's gonna mess you up. Like, you know, he's willing to like the risk reward on him doing that is better than on like Billy Bob Marth 669 on netplay doing it, because when Billy Bob does it, he gets like 20%, but Mewtwo King kills you, right? Like,
Yeah,
so,
dude.
and that's
For
why I
sure.
think that's a lot of the reason why the like, you know, the neutrals like kind of just like non-existent at the lower level, because it's like yo, like, you know, you're not nobody's getting messed up as bad,
Hmm.
so that you can kind of get away with a lot more.
Yeah, like knowing that like you can like also like on both sides, right? Like knowing that they can't punish as hard, like makes you like or makes you think that you can take more risks than you should. Versus like if you're playing like hacks, like oh yeah, that
Right.
dash
Yeah,
in right
it's
there,
just like yo,
that dash in right there, that's my life.
it's like yeah, it's really just like okay, that's not allowed.
Yeah, there's like you hear like the record skip and it freezes and like
Yeah.
wonder how I got here.
It's like, yup, you guessed it, nair into the corner again.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, for sure. It does like matter a lot in like neutral, and you see that in like different games too, where it's like some like the more punish heavy like a fighting game is, like the harder, like the more safe like the neutral game is, like even in like traditional fighters or anything like that.
Right.
Right? Like Marvel versus Capcom, right? Like which is like the predecessor, like MVC3. I mean, is like the predecessor of like DBZ, right?
Right. Pretty much.
Like you get blown up like any minute, which is why you see like a lot of the time like halftime is just like looking for these like super ultra safe pokes,
Right. Right.
which you know melee is like obviously
Yeah.
progressing to, versus like a game where it's like super heavy on footsies is because like oh yeah, like taking a hit or two doesn't really matter as much.
Hmm. Yeah, dude. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, all right, so here was one of my like logical paths I went down to like justify just playing to win, right?
Yeah.
Because like think about melee, right? Think about everything you hate, right? Think about like puff ledge camping. Like think like why, like it's a very simple question and like idea, but it gets like really complex, right? It's just like why would he not just camp the ledge? Like
Yeah.
why should a puff just not camp the ledge?
Yeah.
It's because it's lame, because they're gonna kill melee, because it's gonna it's like, do any of those answers have anything to do with winning the set? It's just like, if that's your best set strategy to win a set, like, can I fault you at all for doing it? It's like, well, you're trying to win, right? Okay,
Hmm.
yes. Okay, so if you're trying to win, wouldn't you want to give yourself the best chance to win? Well, yeah, of course I would. Okay, well, so if that's the case, then you know,
Yeah.
if you're gonna want to do that for yourself, like why wouldn't you expect somebody else to do it? Like, and
Yeah.
that goes for like, you know, all the whack stuff in the game. That's where it's just like, yo, he's like literally like just doing this, just like scheming, like when somebody's just trying to backdoor shine you, and it's really obvious, but he finally gets you, and you're pissed off about it, and you're just like, yo, screw this guy, he plays mad lame. You're just like, all right, well, like if that's how he has to win, then like why would he not do that?
Dude, I definitely feel that. Like that's why I think I made a comment. I forget if it was like on Twitter when I think it was like right after like Wizzy beat HBox.
Uh-huh.
Dude, like and like you know like HBox will go you know once in a while to that like sort of planking strategy. The reason why he
Right.
doesn't do it all the time is because it like actually doesn't work all the time. And granted, like I'm
Right.
not trying to compare Puff to any other traditional fighting game character archetype because like there are no ledges and there are no corner pressure in Melee. But like the thing is like dude, like no one. I feel like a lot of people just try to beat HBox, but like no one just tries to outlast him. And
Right.
like that's a big thing. Like we saw Omza do it at Summit. Like Wizzy does it all the time. Like you just outlast HBox. He's still like a person that gets impatient and makes dumb decisions.
Right,
Like
right.
do you see that moment where camping him the minute HBox scratches his nose just comes down up air up air?
Yeah. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's definitely crazy. Like, because you like fighting game players, dude, they're just like they'll take those, dude.
Yeah, dude,
If they
don't
can
care.
win a
Yeah,
match
it just
by
goes back to that, dude. It goes back to it's just like, yo, I don't care. It's like, bro, I'm gonna take what I can get.
yeah, dude, if they can win a
Let me
match by
have that.
throwing projectiles the whole time and keeping you at full screen, they'll happily do that.
Yeah, dude. When I went to when I watched, like, some people play like that in like Street Fighter or something like that, and I like realized that like people weren't tight about it. I was just like, what's going on here? I was just like, I'd be
Yeah,
really tight about that. Isn't that whack as fuck? Don't you guys think that's mad lame?
dude,
But
I feel
they're like, nah, like they don't care about projectiles. It's just like another strategy to win. It's just like, yeah, that's how you should be thinking about it. That's the
yeah,
only way you're gonna get to like peak gameplay. Is to just
yeah,
like
dude. It's almost
just
like
play
those
the game.
players have their own fame, like with their own like fans and everything. Like a bigger following. You know what it is? I think low key, my running joke, one of my running jokes is I always say is I think the 2013 2014 Mango era killed the Melee's
Potential.
like
Yeah, yeah,
potential
yeah.
for
No,
so long for
I know what
so
you're
many
saying. I know
players.
what you're saying, dude. Dude, I would kind of hard agree on that.
Yeah. Because everyone was just like and like Mango plays really
Gotta be
smart
cool.
and yeah, exactly. And Mango's like this super cool player, but like if you actually break down his gameplay, like he's not afraid to shoot the Jays.
Yeah, dude, he will shoot that gun now.
Yeah.
But like he did. Like I should say like I kind of I feel like I did the same thing he did.
Yeah.
I just accepted the fact that it's just like, all right, I'm gonna have to play neutral against some of these guys, and like if I want, like the best way to show them that they suck and they're whack is to beat them.
Dude, for sure. And
Because
I
like
feel like
nobody cares, dude.
yeah,
Nobody
dude,
cares if
no
you
one
lose.
cares.
Nobody cares if you lose and you talk shit about the guy that beat you. Like nobody cares. But if you beat him, then you could still talk shit about him and be like, yeah, that guy sucks. And people
Yeah,
are
like
like, all right, well, you won, so I guess you can talk
Big
shit.
House 4 Mango or something like that. Dude, what's funny is like people don't realize that like and I only realized this like within the last year is dude like Mango like the reason why he can play super aggressive is because he just sometimes doesn't go in. And then if you think of like the hypest Mango like moments is like when he's like dash dancing like right in front of you and that's because they're so scared of him going in.
Right.
But he's not actually approaching, which is the funniest part about it.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. The fake approach is the new approach. You know what I'm saying? It's
Dude,
like,
yeah.
but okay. So this is where it goes back to it though. Like people are just like, oh, like I like to play aggressive. It's just like, all right, well, what does that even mean? What does that even mean to you? Because
Dude,
like
did
for
you
some people that
I
means,
agree.
for some people that means just like you have to. If you're not always hitting their shield, then you're not playing aggressive. But like, is it? I don't know. If you're like running, like, is it just like moving forward that makes it aggressive? Is it like forcing them to make decisions that makes it aggressive? That's the definition I usually lean towards.
Yeah, if you're setting tempo is what I like to say.
Okay, yeah, I like that better actually. I like that a lot better.
Yeah, like you set the pace. So like
Mm-hmm.
and then a lot of times like but you can set a pace in both ways, right? You can be a player where it's like come to me,
Right.
you know, and like and you try to slow down the game, but you can be aggressive where it's like all right, let's speed up. You're playing at like 1 2 3 4, and I'm trying to play 1 2 3 4 1 2, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dude, and
Interesting.
you heard me correct JD when he was like calling, he was like, yeah, if someone plays like defensive, I'm like, well, what is defensive? Like it's more
Right.
just like
Right.
risk averse. And he like gave me this like he gave me some
Yeah. Yeah.
sass.
He's just like. Ugh.
But it is like it's just like what options do you pick? You can be really I think like when people think of like defensive, it's just like you're really stingy about like what openings you'll actually take.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's interesting because it's like there are definitely players who like live off of the other players' mistakes,
Oh,
right?
for
And then
yeah,
they just base their gameplay around like trying to make people make mistakes. But like that's fine, right? Like that's respectable strategy, should like isn't it?
it is. It is. It's
It's
tough to pull
weird.
off every
It's
time, but you know,
yeah.
if that's a person's strength, then that's a person's strength. You know, like someone like Beer Man, where it's just like he just gets you off of like the kookiest things,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's what happens.
Yeah, dude. Like I watched Foxy Grandpa just camp out my boy Nerd. Like it was like a 6 minute Falco Sheet game, and like as soon as he was down, like on the last game, he was just on the ledge for like a minute and a half, just like just like praying for his life. And he like eventually closed out that set by like and like he played like what I would have considered like so lame.
Yeah,
And like I definitely think it's really lame and really whack. But like at the same time, like I am mad at him for it. It's like fuck it,
yeah, like
dude. You did
he
what you
did
had
what
to
he
do to
needed to
win.
do.
You did what you had to
Exactly.
do. Like I gotta respect it. Like you won the set. I like you won the set. Like
Yeah.
damn.
And you saw like Nerd just like get way more nervous like towards the end. Like he just waited him out and
Yeah,
he
no,
won the
he
set
really
for it.
did. He
And
really
that's really it. But like at towards the end, like dude, Nerd was double jumping, like full
yeah,
hopping,
just
like
like air dodging. It was
like he
bad,
was
bro. It was
puff
bad.
and it was bad. And all he had to do was wait a minute and a half. Like
Just time out.
that's the freest trade I'll take, you know?
Uh, dude, I literally have never come close to a timeout. I'm
Uh
always forcing interaction.
yeah, I haven't, but there have been times where like in friendlies big kids try to plank me
Oh,
and
that's funny.
I'll be like, it's okay. I'll just wait here. You know,
Like I'm good, bro.
yeah, I'm good.
When I got
He'll
the
come
lead,
in.
that's tough.
Yeah, exactly. But even if you don't have the lead, like nothing's forcing you to end the game
Yeah,
or
at least like yeah, you shouldn't like immediately approach. Like you should give it like 15, 20 seconds. And then it's just like, okay, do I actually have to start making plays? All right, then I'll like carefully and like calculated like try to find a way in, try to find a way to steal ledge or something, back air him maybe or stuff like that.
yeah, dude, I feel you. I feel you. Damn, we talked a lot about this, dude. It's almost been an hour.
Oh
That's
my
crazy.
god, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like this is what happens when I start to like when I've had I haven't had a discussion like this in a while. I have all these ideas that just like float around in my head, and then I
Mhm.
kind of just like vomit them out, just like consecutively.
Yeah, dude, I totally feel that. I mean, that's why I wanted to have you on. It's like you seem like you just had it all pent up. Plus, like again, like you had like you were playing sick. I think on at Omega,
Dude,
like for
like
both days.
I just want to play. Like that's the only melee I want to play, and it's unfortunate because I realized that I can't play that kind of melee like at the locals
Mhm.
because I like the Thursday ones like I come straight from work and I like so I'll have like worked for like 8 9 hours and then I'll drive like an hour and a half
Mhm.
sometimes to Aeon and I'll just be like dead exhausted and I just like don't have the energy to actually have that focus. Sometimes I can tap into it here and there, but like I realized the last time I was just like, dude, like I just can't. I'll never play the way I'll always be playing at like max like 70% when I'm there,
Mhm.
and it's just like it'll just make me get more frustrated with myself. I'll feel like I'm worse than I am just because I'm like playing in like these unoptimal conditions. And before, the difference is before I'd be like, all right, well if I'm good enough, I should just be able to like win anyway. But like I don't know, it's just like I've come to accept that it's just not reasonable to expect
Dude,
that of myself.
I 100% agree. It's because like you have to like respect you respect yourself. I don't think it's like a John or anything. It's just like
It's just
asking someone.
facts, dude. It's just
Yeah,
facts.
like
Like
would you make a marathon runner run a like another marathon like the day after?
right.
Like it's just like the equivalent, you know?
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's just like listen, I'll save my my expectations for performance for the big tournaments when I have time to like actually sleep and like go there and have it be like what I'm focused on that day, you know?
Yeah.
Because like you like that's exactly what happened. I was just like, yo, I played like that at Omega, and I didn't feel like yeah, I played really good, but it didn't feel like I had like randomly ascended to a new level that day, it really just felt like I was playing to my skill level. And I was just like, okay, what made this happen? Like I really thought a lot about what made it happen. And like I'm pretty sure I can replicate it, which is gonna be the fun part.
Yeah, that's
we
sick. Like once you have like an idea, you can start like testing things out and like comparing and contrasting how things go.
right. I don't know
Yeah.
how like do you mostly just because there's no tournaments for you to go to, right? Besides like Jersey.
Not
If you
really, yeah. Nebs is dead. So I'm going to Hog tomorrow, which I'm pretty excited for.
are you, dude? Okay, yo, I was thinking about going. Like, what's your like? Do you have? Well, actually, let me. Do you have room in your car?
I don't have a car. I'll tell you who my ride is after this,
Okay,
and
no doubt, no.
and you should hit him up.
I'll
I
start.
think there might be space from what I know,
Okay,
but you
yeah,
have to
because
be
like,
like close to where old Nebs was by like noon. But again,
okay, I can do that.
just you have to reach out to him. All right. I'll
Anyway,
anyway. Well, I mean, actually, that's probably a good place
to end, yeah, we
to end
definitely
it,
talked
dude.
a lot.
Yeah, but dude, thank you again for coming on. Doing this sort of like just like chill talk, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
But dude, it's been like a super pleasure talking with you, and like we gotta do this more, honestly.
dude, of course. Like, what's nice about these is that like you have these ideas floating around but then when you actually talk about them and like bounce them off of somebody else, like it really solidifies them if they're like a good idea and kind of like weeds them out if it's like not so great. So
Mhm.
it's really productive, I feel like, to talk about this stuff.
Yeah, dude, that's why I do a podcast every week.
Yeah,
Dude, it's like
dude.
definitely like self therapy, 100%.
Yeah, dude, I listened to it. I actually listened to the whole thing, actually.
Oh, really?
I didn't think I was gonna, but I like kind of listened to the whole thing, and I was just like, yeah, I could see that. I agree with a lot of that, you know. So
Yeah.
I like it, dude.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, for sure. Like it's definitely yeah, because I feel like having to articulate your ideas goes a long way.
Right, right.
Like because just thinking it and then trying to like actually explain it to another person so they can understand like
Yeah, dude.
it or
Half the time I got an idea, and then I start talking about it. I'm like, wait, that doesn't make sense. Like as I'm
yeah.
talking about it, I realize it's just like, oh wait, that actually, there's no way that works like that. I'm stupid. Like,
Yeah, dude. I feel that. All right, dude.
all right,
It's
have a
been a
good night, man.
pleasure. Yeah,
Yes,
have a
definitely.
good night.
All right.